Well, President Trump is moving full steam ahead with cracking down on illegal immigration. So far, he's declared a national emergency at the southern border and designated criminal cartels as terrorist organizations. Scripps News investigative correspondent Patrick Terpstra is live with me right here in D.C. So, Patrick, that's only a fraction of these executive orders. What else can you tell us about his plans?
Well, Charles, we're starting to see agencies now under the control of President Trump taking some steps to actually execute a lot of these orders. Scripps News has learned that the Department of Homeland Security has now told Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, to cancel a Biden-era rule that said that officers could not make immigration arrests in sensitive areas that include schools as well as libraries. So that is a big change to how things are operating. Also, all asylum cases have now been suspended, and we have learned that a program that was tailored to Cubans as well as Haitians and people from Nicaragua and Venezuela, that is known as CHND, that program has been canceled, something that President Trump said that he would do. In fact, if you go to the website right now, it simply says archived content. We are, though, still waiting to hear more about planned mass deportations, something that Trump has promised. We know that not all of these executive orders will be immediate. For example, one of the executive orders said on this issue of mass deportations that DOJ, Department of Justice, should have 14 days to prepare for the president to invoke the Alien Enemies Act that would make mass deportations a lot easier. But we did just hear from Tom Homan, and this is the so-called border czar, the person in charge of carrying out all of these policies. He just said from the White House that he does not expect to see huge raids. And so this would be a departure from perhaps some of the expectations. Listen to what he had to say.
I wouldn't call them raids or target enforcement operations. They know exactly who they're looking for. They know pretty much where they'll find them. So, again, these are well-planned operations. They're well investigated.
Something else that won't happen right away is this push to end birthright citizenship that we keep hearing about. If you take a look at the actual executive order, it says this is something that should happen in 30 days. Well, at the same time, we are now learning that 18 states, as well as the ACLU, have now taken the Trump administration to court over this very divisive executive order. So something that will continue to play out over the weeks ahead. Meanwhile, Trump was asking the Oval Office yesterday, what about legal immigration, people that are working through the process? He says he's totally fine with that. And Charles, he says we need immigration that is legal, trying to make clear he's really focused on unauthorized immigration.
So what are your takeaways from Homan there? Does this look like more of a piecemeal approach to how they're going to address deportations?
Trump promised mass deportations, so he really is going to be under pressure to deliver that. But we've always known that the logistics of that is really tough. Actually getting people in place to carry that out. Weather has a big deal. A huge part of that is, can you actually do it in good conditions? Do you have cooperation on the ground? So we'll just have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, and a lot of eyes on this because it is one of his primary campaign promises, and we've seen the executive orders. That gets the ball moving. Now we got to wait to see how it gets mobilized. Patrick, thank you. Scripps News investigative correspondent Patrick Terpstra.
Of returning millions and millions of